All right.
What's going on, everybody? How we doing? How's everybody doing? Yeah. How's everybody doing? Are we excited? Are we fired up? Are we pumped up? Are we ready to win? Are we ready to grow? Now stand up and give me 100 body squats. Yeah. I'm excited today. I got a question for you. What's a five-letter word that real estate agents always spell wrong? What's a five-letter word that real estate agents always spell wrong? Yeah, what's a five-letter word that real estate agents always spell wrong? Wrong. W-R-O-N-G. Wrong. So we don't want to get it wrong. So that's why we're here, so we can get it right. Okay? And with that being said, we're going to have Jenny. She's going to introduce our speakers. So let's go ahead and give her a round of applause. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you for being here. We're very excited about this event that we did as a team. And we just want to introduce the big, the one, the only, San Rafeh.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to be with you all. And anything else you want to say?
Yes. So Sam will have questions opened up at the end of the session. We also have little cards down there on the table for you guys. If you guys could let us know what you thought about the event and any future events you guys would like to see, we really appreciate it. That way we can help support you guys and help grow your business.
Well, thank you for being here, and I could tell that you are a very smart group of people because what I'm about to share with you today is my journey in the last 36 years in real estate and how you could build a life by design. I've learned many years ago that life is a game. And in order for us to learn this game, to play the game of life, and what you learn, though, the game of life is not from what you learn in school or high school or university. And my parents did not teach me either. Where you learn these things to grow and to live a life that's worth living and leave a legacy worth leaving is by attending seminars and by reading books. And that I did. I read multiple books, and I know that if you read 10 pages a day, you will read 12 books a year. Just 10 pages a day. You will read 12 books a year. And that learning and seeking to learn have changed my life. I remember the first book I read. It's called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And I used to view myself as the greatest salesman in the world. At the very beginning of the book, the author says, I will persist until I succeed. I was not born into this world in defeat, nor does failure courses in my veins. I'm not a sheep waiting to be prodded by the shepherd. I'm a lion, and I refuse to walk, to talk, or to sleep with the sheep. The slaughterhouse of failure is not my destiny, and I will persist until I succeed. Learning that gave me a huge boost every day. Reading those books changed my life. And by reading, I became what? More knowledgeable about the things that are important to me. So I would encourage you to read 10 pages a day on subjects that matters to you most. And I don't read for reading's sake. I read for earning's sake. As I feed my body to be healthy, I feed my brain to be wealthy. As I feed my body to be healthy, I must feed my brain to be wealthy. And as you feed yourself and you give yourself new thoughts, what happens? You create new habits. The new habits will create you and will create your future. And knowing how knowledge is important, I made my sons read as well. I made them read what? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the difference between the two, they read it when they were 12 or 13 years old. Guess what? We discussed the book as they read it. I wanted to make sure that they learn something for their future. And they start seeing things when they are young. So and we discussed business. Would you handle this situation or this scenario? That affected them as they grew older. So family is extremely important. Sometimes we only chase money and we forget the most important part, and that is to invest time with our family. Because when we are on our deathbed, we're not going to say, okay, bring me all the trophies or remind me of how much wealth I have. You want your loved ones to be with you. Right? So family is essential, it's foundational for anybody to live a life by design. And one thing that stays with me all the time, and there is a power that stays with me all the time, and that is God. I pray every day, I meditate every day, and thank every day, and I appreciate all of God's givings. That gives you far more richness inside than anything else. And financial freedom is essential to anybody's life. I live in the richest country in the world. It's not a shame to be poor, but it's shame on me to stay poor. In the richest country in the world, shame on me if I stay poor. So, why financial freedom? It gives me all of the leverage to be able to help and support those that I care about most. And it relieves me from all of the headaches and the worrisome about how I'm going to pay my bills. We live in the richest country on the planet, and there's no reason for us not to have financial freedom. The second thing is you got to take care of your health, because if you only have your health, you have nothing. What matters most, you cannot help somebody if you need help, right? So you got to take care of yourself. Having a good relationship with friends is essential for a happy life, for a balanced life, for a life worth living. And once you have clarity about your vision, to move forward, it's easy. But when your vision is blurred, it's hard to move forward. You want to be clear about what are the things that are most important to you. With clarity, it's easy to move forward. You with me?
Yes.
So you set your goals based on the things that are most important to you, and once you set those goals as they are important to you, then moving forward becomes easy. So today, I don't want to inspire you with the things that I've done. I want to impact you with the things that are important to you and create a gap analysis between where you are today and where you want to be in the future. I could tell you about all the things that I've done, but it doesn't do you any good. What I want you to be inspired by your goals, not my goals. I want you to be motivated with what you're going to accomplish, not what I accomplish. Because what matters the most is you, and this is your life. Nobody's going to live it except you, right? So what you want out of it, it's all up to you. The world doesn't care what you want. This is your life. And what you want out of it, it's up to you. You with me? So, what I want you to do is to, we put some material in front of you. So I want you to evaluate your current situation and where do you want to be in the future. By doing so, we're going to create a gap analysis between where you are today, whether it's health-wise, friends, spiritual, financial freedom, or relationship with your friends and family. Okay? So let's do that, and then you ask me questions as we create a future self of yourself. So let's do this first. I wrote my life, how it's going to be, or how it is. And let me read it to you, because I think we share all in common the things that are important to us. So on the third page, who am I? And I want, who would be willing to read? Who's a good reader? Who am I? Okay, you start with one friend, family. Let's start with family.
Oh wait, I'm gonna repeat. Sorry.
Who am I? The sheet that's, who am I? We start with family.
I am someone who values family as the foundation of my life. My greatest joy comes from knowing my loved ones feel secure, supported, and cared for. I see myself as a protector, provider, and guide, someone who strives to create moments of connection and memories that last beyond my time. Who I want to be is a pillar of strength and love, a person who leaves a legacy of unity and warmth. I want my family to look at me and know that no matter what happens in life, they are never alone.
Who will read next?
And spirituality. I am someone who seeks meaning beyond the material. My faith and spirituality are a compass that keeps me grounded when life becomes overwhelming. I want to be someone whose actions reflect deep gratitude, trust, and doubt. Someone who grows in wisdom and understanding while remaining humble. I want to be, who I want to be is a person of faith that shines through my character. Someone others can turn to for encouragement, peace, and respect.
Who's going to read next?
I am someone who recognizes that my body is a gift, a vehicle for living out my purpose. At times I may push it too hard or neglect it, but I know my well-being is the foundation for everything else. I want to be strong, energetic, and disciplined. Not just to extend my life, but to live it fully and actively with those I love. Who I want to be as a person who treats health not as a burden, but as an act of gratitude and self-respect.
Awesome. Next.
Finances. I am someone who has worked hard, taken risks, and built opportunities. Money to me is not just numbers. It is the fuel for freedom, generosity, and impact. Who I want to be is a steward of wealth, wise enough to grow, disciplined enough to manage it, and generous enough to share it. I want financial strength, not just for myself, but so my family, community, and future generations can flourish.
Who's going to read next?
Relationship.
Sure.
I am someone who values people deeply. Relationships are not transactions to me. They are bonds that give life its richness. I want to be someone who invests in others, listens more than I speak, forgives quickly, and encourages growth. Who I want to be is a person surrounded by authentic, lasting connections. I want my relationships to reflect loyalty, respect, and mutual growth, so that when people think of me, they think of trust, love, and genuine care.
I would say I would encourage you to do the same thing. And I think we have a lot of us have a lot of things in common. I mean, everybody wants to have a great house. Everybody wants to have a great relationship with their family. Everybody is looking for financial freedom. Everybody is looking to have a great relationship with their God as well. So we all have those things in common. So I want you today to focus on these things that matters most and to see where you're at today and where you want to be in the future, which is your future self, and how we can create that bridge between the two, between where you are today and where you want to be in the future. I wrote many years ago, like I think it was in 2010, I found this letter. This is the year 2020, and my heart is overwhelming with gratitude for the life that I'm living today. Hadi and I wake up every morning full of energy, exercising together and staying in shape. Our love has only grown stronger, and every passing year, she remains my best friend, my partner, and the love of my life. Our two boys, Rami and Ryan, have become everything I dreamed of and much more. They are smart, driven, and thriving as successful business owners. Yet what fills me with the greatest pride is not just their success, their character, their kindness, their love, and their integrity. We are blessed with incredible friends who bring joy, laughter, and inspiration into our lives. Together we have built not just wealth, but a circle of love, loyalty, and support that makes every day richer. The investments I've made with vision and courage have granted us true financial freedom. But what I love most is how this freedom has given us the ability to give back, to be able to help those who are less fortunate, to support causes that matters, and the source of hope and opportunity for others. That, more than anything, any success, makes the journey truly meaningful. Each day, Hadi and I take time to pray and meditate, giving thanks to God for His endless givings. I'm grateful for everything who has been part of our journey, for the ways I've been able to bless others as others have blessed mine. I am at peace, I am full of gratitude, I'm deeply fulfilled by love, faith, and freedom, an abundance of this life as of what this life has created. So, where you are today, it doesn't matter. Where you want to be in the future, that's what matters most. And you got to build something for your future self. I would not be living the way I live today if I spent every dollar I made in the past. I would not be able to live a life of abundance if I burned every penny I had. So you got to think of your future, you got to think of your retirement, you got to think of the things that you could do with the blessings that you got, right? So let's look at where you are today with your family, right? If it's all great, perfect. Say it's great, I wouldn't want to change anything. Or if you want to change something, what would that be, right? So let's start with that, and I want you to write your present, where you're at, and where you want to be in the future. And I will encourage you to dig deeper when you go home. Just today, right now, I'm going to give you 3 minutes for the sake of time. But when you go home, dig a little bit deeper. Think without limits. Nothing is limiting you. You can do whatever you want. You can sit there. We reserve that seat for you. If you're done, let me know. Or okay, if you're done, great. If you're not done, I would encourage you to finish at home. Seriously, take it seriously. I mean, spend a little time on this. It's very important. Does anybody want to share? Jenny?
Yeah, I wrote, it says, write down what family means to you.
Yes.
My family, it's my priority in life. It's my future. And who are the most important people in your life? God, my husband, and my family. Um, how to show, how to show love or even support for them. I probably bring the knowledge and understanding what financial it means to them in their future.
Awesome. Awesome. Does anybody else want to share? Real quick. Okay, let's move to the next section then. And that is what? Spirituality. Take 3 minutes. Okay, let's move to the third step, and that is health. Okay, let's move to finances. I want to spend a little more time on this subject because I really want you to take a look, hard look, to where you are today. And I attached a personal net worth sheet. So if you could look at everything that you own and put an approximate value to it, so you know what is your net worth today. So let's say you're applying for a loan. The bank makes you fill this out, right? Why do they make you fill this out? To see your health financially, right? To see your financial health, right? So today you are checking on your financial health. And is it where you want to be in the future? And if not, now we're going to work on the bridge to gap between your present situation and your future self. So take a moment, fill out the personal net worth worksheet. It shouldn't take that long unless you have a ton of assets. Tommy doesn't have to worry about his net worth. He already knows. Sheets like this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll give you mine. I don't need it.
Okay. Okay.
I'll give her mine. Fill out your net sheet. Where are you? What's your net worth today? A lot? How much? So much you cannot list it?
Didn't see that.
Oops. If you're done, let me know. And where do you want to be in the future?
The last one is the relationships.
Yeah, relationships we can visit at the end, but let's focus on the financial part.
I didn't know how you would fix it.
And by the way, your net sheet should be visited on a monthly basis to see if you're moving forward or moving backward. In the old days, if you had $1 million net worth, you are a millionaire. In today's world, if you have $1 million, Not a million.
This whole time I thought.
In the good old days, $1 million is millionaire.
For, what it says real estate, but it's under business and ownership interest. Is that where I put the equity that the properties have?
Yes,
And then I
yes.
put,
And how much you owe on?
the liabilities is what's owed.
Yes, yes. So let's say you own a property that's worth 400, you owe 200, then you have $200,000 worth of
That's what the
equity.
200,000.
Yeah. If you want to dig a little deeper, why do you want to have that much in the future? What does that do to you? How does it make you feel having that? Does that excite you? Because your goal should be exciting. You got to wake up every morning excited about your goal and the journey that you're taking. And all the small accomplishments along the way, it makes the journey exciting. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did this. Oh, I got to this.
Good question on that. Now, today, my goals, they're very exciting. They're very clear. They're very achievable. But in the past, I used to have not that much motivation about my goals.
Yep.
So
What changed?
my question is, you said that you always wake up like with that in your mind from a long time ago.
Yes.
And your letter. So how you saw your goals back
Oh,
then?
well, I saw what my future is going to look like, right?
Okay.
I saw the investments that I made is paying me back to support my lifestyle. I saw what the difference I could make to my family, to my parents, to my kids, that I could make. So, and I wanted to see an easy life. I'm going to give you an example. A friend of mine is 63 years old. Came to me the other day. He says, I have to retire. And this is true story, honest to God. He says, I have 4 years to retire. I want to retire at 67. And then I said, how much you want to retire on? He gave me a number. I said, that's not a hard number to achieve. He says, but I don't have it. And I only have 4 years to do it. So I said, well, why don't you come to, one evening, we'll sit you and I, and we will figure out what you want exactly and how you're going to get there. Why he waited till he was 63 years old? That's my challenge with him. And I love the guy. He's a good friend. But I'm not going to give him money. This is life. This is the choices that he made. Put him where he's at. Right? I don't want you to make those same mistakes. Don't wait till you're 60-something and now, shit, I'm going to retire. And the retirement, the check that you're going to get from the government, it ain't much. I just wanted you to know. So you don't want to retire on the damn check that you're going to get from the government. You want to have passive income that's going to support your lifestyle. And if you're not encouraged by your goals, go to a home for the elderly. Visit it and see how you like it. If that's what you want to end up, great. If not, then you better do something about it. And you work in the best industry in the world, real estate, where fortune lies. Money is abundant. Success is unlimited. You have the best business. You're in the best field. And yet you don't capitalize on it. You sell it, but you don't buy it. You're a fraud. Seriously. So what kind of future you want, and it should keep you up at night. Because the future has no mercy on you. Oh, you don't have money, and now we're going to give you a little more time. No. And your health is not going to stay the same. I promise you. Now you're young. You say, okay, you're not going to stay young forever. You know, things are changing. Your body will change. You know, so what you want your retirement to look like, what your future is going to look like, that's up to you. But plant for the future. And it grows. What is worth today, 400,000? Tomorrow will be 7, 8, 900. You know, I mean, that's what happens. That's what history shows. So tell me about your goals and what kind of challenges you have to accomplish your future self net worth. What do you think your challenges will be? Clarity of goals. You're not clear about why this is important. It was waking me up at night. And if your goal is it's not waking you up at night, it's not going to happen. If you're not excited about it, nobody else will. Because life, the world doesn't care where you're at. This is your life. You live it by design. You design it. You are the architect of this life that you're living. And you're the material, you're the designer, and you're the executor. It's nobody's fault except yours. So what do you want? It's all up to you. Tell me about a scenario that you think it's going to be challenging. What would be challenging about achieving your goal? Give me some examples.
For me, and I will put my example when now I can sleep at night. Now I wake up like very excited because I know what I want. But in the past, it was very confusing.
Yeah.
I knew that I want some properties owned. I knew that I want to build some houses, but I didn't know where, or I didn't have the courage, or I didn't have I know that's what I wanted it, but it was very blurry.
Yep.
So it didn't motivate me to do
Yep.
it. So,
yeah.
But as something
Very true, by the way.
There's something happened that it clears everything. Knowledge, reading, attending the workshops.
Hey, John Keller Williams.
Yes, I did. But at the beginning, I know there is a lot of us that don't know how to achieve it, how to get it. We don't get motivated by anything.
You know what? You cannot eat an elephant in one bite. Right? You can eat an elephant one bite at a time to achieve to whatever you want to achieve. Small successes leads to great success. You start with one house. You start with one step. Boom, 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 and all of a sudden it's like, wow. I remember when I bought the first house. And I called the agent. I said, please accept my offer. This would be my very first investment, and I will forever be grateful to you. He got my offer accepted. I said, write it up. He says, it's a $32,000 home. You write it up. He didn't want to write it up. It wasn't that much at that time. But homes were selling for that much, So anyway, that was my very first investment. Do you think I ever forgot that agent? No. And I sent him a note thanking him for getting my offer accepted, yada, yada. He says, if you want to get it accepted, you got to go $500 higher, which I did. And I got the offer accepted. But it was a great investment. When I made $15,000 at that time on that house, it was like I was flying high. I was, So the investments that you're making, the steps that you are taking, celebrate the small successes. Because the beauty of the journey, the beauty is in the journey, not in the destination. Well, you got there. But all that you go through during, when to get to your destination, that's what is fulfilling and rewarding and challenging, and you're overcoming those challenges and you're celebrating those small successes. Any questions? So I'm open to, if you could ask me any question you want.
I'm just curious.
your friend that wants to start building his retirement at 65,
Yes.
what amount he was
But
thinking?
what, you know what I was so surprised about? He owns 3 businesses. And he doesn't want much, by the way. His goal is low. All what he wanted is 15,000. And he's challenged to get to the $15,000 a month in passive income. Right? So his mindset, and I said, you know, of course I asked him some questions about his business and da 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 da. He's giving me all kinds of excuses. But when he has all those excuses, he's not going to get to the results because the excuses are taken over. It's a true story. I'll tell you, man, who that is, because I don't want to share it in front of everybody. You know, so it's just like, you know, he's thinking small. He's thinking it's not possible. One of his businesses is losing money. The other one is breaking even. The third one is struggling, you know, barely making a little bit of money. Right? And it's all his fault. And I tell him, oh, why don't you do this? Oh, no, you cannot do this. Oh, no, this is a franchise. Oh, no. So he's giving me all those excuses that he's not going to be able to do what he wants to do. Because he already limited himself to what can be and cannot be done.
I have a question. Yeah, a lot of us are sitting in properties that they do have a lot of equity because we bought it when the market was very low. And would you suggest equity out? Let it sit there, the equity, and see what happens with the market, or put it to work right now?
Great question. Great question. On any property that you own, you should have a loan of 16%. You don't pay it off. Why? Why you don't pay off? We pay off the entire amount. 2 reasons. One, whatever you're paying in tax and interest, it reduces your taxes, right? Well, that's reason number 2. Number 1. Number 2 is what? So let's say you have 6 or 6.5% interest rate. What is the inflation? At least 4%, 5%. So when you're paying 6.5%, so let's say you borrowed 100,000, right? And in 1 year, that $100,000 that you borrowed, if there is inflation, the buying power of that $100,000 becomes what? Whatever the inflation was. If it's 4, it's now $94,000. So who's losing that money? The bank that gave you the money, right? So when you are putting all of that money and inflation is hitting that house, and your equity or your value of your money is becoming less and less. So you want to continue to borrow, or not continue to borrow. You want to have 16% ratio. And I learned this from George Anton. He came into this office and he taught us about, and he gave us some examples. If you buy a cup of coffee today for $1, right? Let's say this cup of coffee today is $1. And you bought 100 cups and you paid $100 cash. The cup of coffee over time became $2. The other buyer number 2, he only paid 20% of the value of the coffee instead of paying $100 in cash. So what the end results were? The guy that borrowed had much more return on his investment than the guy that paid cash. Okay, and that's a class by itself, by the way. But you should have a loan. To pay it off free and clear is not a good idea.
But if the house pay off, what should I do?
Okay, you take an equity and you buy other investments. That's going to give you return on your money, right? So you know that the interest rate, the bank is going to give you 4%, even if you go and just put the money, let's say 3.5% to 4%. You got to have a better return than the 4%. And is it available? Yes. And it's not, there's multiple ways to generate income. 1 is a business. 2 is real estate. 3 is notes or stocks, right? But stocks, you got to know what the heck you're doing. I invested in the stock market. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I was gambling. I was not playing the stock market. I lost a lot of money. Real estate, on the other hand, I've never lost in real estate. Time cured my mistake.
And that's something where I feel that I'm stuck. But if
Okay, that's a great concern. Now, any asset that does not give you money, it's a liability, right? It becomes a liability. So you want to, whatever you buy, you want to make sure that you have a return on that investment. That's going to put some money in your pocket, right? So I can give you tons of examples of properties that I bought throughout the years that paid back. I never lost it, So, yeah, well, it goes through, but this is what needs to happen. Your job, your business, your career should pay for your lifestyle, and if there's any dip, to be able to weather that storm, right? So you got to strengthen your real estate career. You want to make sure that you're doing well, not depending on that income from just real estate, right? And a lot of times, what we do, we run to our broker, hey, give me a little bit more, give me a little bit more. And I want my broker to make their money. I gotta make my money, right? It's not like, let me squeeze a little bit more from my broker. I mean, that's a life of scarcity. When I was at Century 21, I said, let him make his money. I'm gonna make my money. Let him make his money. Let him give me the support, and I'll make my money. Right? Any other questions? I'm going to be at 11 o'clock on a call, so I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Okay, what's your ahas? If there's no questions, what did you learn today? I hope you learned something.
Not to wait till 67.
You're going to 63 to retire? You get,
I'm 63 and I'm not ready to retire. I work because I love to work and I feel great, healthy, and I wanted to stay busy.
I like what you just
Question.
said.
What was your plan to start your financial freedom? What was you as a real estate agent, you had a plan on how to become a financial free. You have a goal, how much money do you need what was your plan on that moment?
Yes, okay, great question. I said, okay, to live the lifestyle that I want to live, how much money should I have?
Yeah.
And what kind of passive income should I create? That was a 10-year plan. And honest to God, it was a 10-year plan. I put a 10-year plan. It's hard to plan 10 years, right? But I did. And I said, okay, if I break it down to a yearly accomplishments. So if I can accomplish this year, accomplish this year, accomplish this year, by the time I got to 10th year, I'll be perfectly set. I'm going to give you an example. Sam Chamon is not here, right? Do you see him in the office? I coached him to buy 10 properties. At 7, he says, that's enough. I said, no, 10. Where do you see Sam?
He's retired.
He's retired, right? His investments is paying for his lifestyle and more, right? So the small increments, the small successes leads you to the great success that you seek. It's not going to happen overnight. There's no elevator that's going to take you from this to unless you win the lottery, right? But you don't want to live your life as a lottery ticket. It's not a lottery ticket. You got to take the stairs to get to the top. You're with me?
Yes.
And this is your life. This is your future. And what kind of life you want to live? It's all up to you. What kind of legacy you want to leave? It's all up to you.
I would like just a comment. You say you want to continue working and you feel well too. I waited almost 10 years to retire after my retired age. When I did, I wasn't really even ready for it because I still felt I could continue working. That's why I'm here today. My mistake was, and this I learned here, listening to Nadia and I did not have a clear goal of what I wanted to do in my retirement.
Yeah.
My thing was, okay, I'm retiring, I don't have to worry about anything else, and I'll just do, whatever. And that was my mistake.
Yeah.
My goals were
Yeah.
Even as of today, that's why I'm taking gold again, because I want to make sure that I finally get it. Now, at my age, I had this negative mindset that, well, I don't know how much longer I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
I do have enough to.
I'm with you. I'm 66, right? And I wake up every morning and I'm so grateful for the life that I have. And I'm so blessed. And I hope I deserve all the blessings that God has given me. And I'm so grateful. I cannot ask for anything more, right? So that's the life. Once you know what's important to you, because if money is the only thing that's important, you keep chasing it until the day you die. So you want to see what's important to you. Money makes things easy, comfortable, right? It's not going to make you happy. Your family makes you happy. Being with my sons and my wife makes me happy. Being with my mother makes me happy. With my sisters makes me happy. People that you care about, the friends that I have, that makes me happy. Not just money does not. It just makes things easy.